Now, when we went to the break, I said that I wanted to talk about your family and what that was like growing up. So, how was that?
Well, I'm the youngest, and my youngest of children. Of the children, I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers, and they all think I was spoiled because I was the baby.
Well, babies, we were spoiled. I'm the baby too. We were spoiled.
We're not supposed to say it. But my siblings were pretty supportive. None of them are musicians. Again, my mom was the musician, and she sang, and she could sing really well. I'm not just saying that as, you know, well, yes, I am. My brothers and sisters, I remember, you know, my brother, for instance, doesn't play an instrument, but always offer advice from an onlooker's perspective. You know, one thing he said to me after one gig, he's like, you know, at one tune I played, he said, you know, you should end on a higher note next time. You know. And I thought about it. He was absolutely right. You know, sometimes you can end a song and you end it on a low note, and it's mellow, but you end it on a high note, it's dramatic. You know. So I was like, okay. So, you know, and so they all are supportive to this day. You know, I can count on them to, you know, to be there to support in whichever way I need them.
One of the things I find encouraging is in all the times when I've spoken to artists lately, regardless of their age, what I'm not hearing is, oh, you know, they thought it was a pipe dream, or they thought I was never going to do anything with it, or they didn't. I'm not hearing that at all.
Yeah, they, no, well, my dad, actually, he wasn't a musician, but he was a businessman. He had a recording company. So he would record groups. He would go in the studio, make records, and do that kind of thing. So I guess they couldn't say it was a pipe dream because he's doing, you know, that was his part-time, you know, his hobby, if you will. And here I am coming up playing music and mom singing around the house. So they kind of knew it's something more than a pipe dream. And I never ever got any discouragement like, you know, you need to stop doing it, or, you know, that kind of thing. I never got any of that from anybody in my family, which is great.
Yeah. Luigi and Melinda, what about you growing up and your experiences in choosing your paths?
Well, like I said, I went to St. Anthony's School, and when I was younger, I wanted to go into the Navy because my older brother Anthony, I looked up to him as well. He was in the Navy, and he was an electrical engineer in the Navy, and my brother was very intelligent, and unfortunately he passed away 4 years ago, and it hurt my family, you know, pretty good. I'm still trying to get over the death of my brother, but like when I was growing up and everything, I wanted to get into the Air Force. I wanted to go into the military, and I changed my mind and ended up going to Deltec. But the beauty out of all this, I got to spend 4 years in Honolulu, Hawaii. My brother was in the Navy, so I got to go out there and, you know, live in Hawaii for 4 years, and it's just very beautiful there. And I have a lot of friends there that I keep in touch with.
Well, I can say I did a full term because I majored in psychology and sociology, and I thought I was going to have people on the couch and analyzing and doing counseling and just helping people from a psychological standpoint. And I realized that you have to be very objective in that, and I totally did a turn, and I got into banking, then I started my own business, and just totally different turns. So now in real estate, I just really absolutely love what I do now. Sometimes it's a matter of going through different processes until you get to your niche.
Right.
So going through all of that. But I still, I guess, I'm still utilizing my psychology and my background, because in working with the public, you still have to, you know, connect with people's emotions and things like that. So
well, that's exactly what I was going to say, because in what little bit I do know about you from the Phenomenal Woman Banquet and hearing you talk about, give us your background, it seems like all of those things that you learned you are applying, and that it's important to you to get across to people that are interested in home ownership that it's more than me finding you a house. I'm teaching you the steps to get there and keeping your mind right for doing that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, I think that right now we're going to go to one more break, just so that we can hear you guys play once again. And then when we come back, we'll talk about the event one more time, and then just see where time takes us. Okay? We'll be right back. You want to keep watching.
Right. And it is available on the new CD, which is available in the lobby. There you go.
Welcome back to the program, everyone. We just have a few minutes left, so we want to talk about something that's important to somebody of my age and stature. But no, we want to talk about how do we go about, like if someone is a musician or was a musician when they were in the 7th, 8th grade, and they're looking at you now and they're seeing the footage at that baby grand and they feel like, oh, I remember that, that was great. But what advice do you have for them?
Don't give up. Playing music is similar to riding a bike. Once you learn how to ride a bike, you never forget. You may just be a little shaky at first when you get back on it, but you don't forget how to ride it. You know, just start slow, pace yourself, and again, find somebody that can mentor you. And there are a lot of people out here that excellent teachers. If you'd like, if there's anyone listening or watching that needs to find a teacher, you can give me a call at the number that was on the screen earlier. That's 302-367-6600. I'd be happy to help you find somebody. But yeah, don't stop. You know, it's a gift. It's a gift from God. So it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Right. And you know what? Everything, I can completely relate to what you're saying, because I was in an activity for most of my teenage years, and that activity had a time limit. Like, you couldn't perform anymore after you turned 21. And I couldn't look at it anymore because it was too painful, right? 14 years later, I kept hearing rumors that the age restriction had been lifted, and I couldn't believe it, because if it was not true, it would be too painful for me. And I couldn't take it anymore, so I called the NFL office of the activity and said, is this true? And they said, yes, it's true, there's no age limit anymore. 14 years. Okay? So I bet my boss that I could do it. I actually bet my boss that I couldn't do it. And he bet me that I could. And I went back and I auditioned, and for 3 years I performed with this ensemble, and it was so hard. I came back to work on the first day after rehearsal, my face was swollen, my hands were swollen. We're talking about conditioning, and it was hard, but it was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, we want to encourage anybody that's out there, it doesn't matter how long you've been away from it.
Oh no. Oh no. It's like you say, it may be hard, but it is worth it. Anything worth having is worth working for.